Mga kababayan, lalong nag-iinit ang usapin tungkol sa napapabalitang pagbabago ng saligang batas o charter change. Usap-usapan ngayon kung ito ba ang tunay na dahilan kung bakit umano tinanggal sa poder si dating Senate President Tito Soto. Totoo kaya ang mga aligasyon na sadyang inalis siya ng mga kasamahan niya dahil matigas siyang humahadlang sa mga planong isulong ang Tsa-Tsa? Ayon sa mga kumakalat na impormasyon, desperado umano ang ilang matataas na mambabatas na baguhin ang ating konstitusyon sa lalong madaling panahon. Sa kabilang banda, gumagawa rin ng malaking ingay ngayon si Senator Bato de la Rosa. May mga kumakalat na larawan online na nagpapakitang nasa labas na raw umano ng bansa ang senador. Tumakas nga ba siya sa gitna ng mainit na issue o may mahalaga lamang na misyon na ginagawa sa abroad? Marami ang nag-aabang kung ano ang magiging papel niya kapag siya ay nagbalik. Sa pinakita namang dokumento ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, tila may mga sikretong kasunduan na dapat pang mabunyag. Hanggang saan aabot ang awayang ito para sa kapangyarihan at charter change? Manatiling nakatutok upang malaman kung ano ang susunod na mangyayari sa ating pamahalaan.
Before, kasi sabi niya, nagpaputok daw ang mga security ng Senate. They are called, they are under the office of the Sergeant at Arms, which is under the office of the Senate President. The day before siya nagpaputok, at nagpaputok sila dahil may nagbabarina doon.
May nagbabarena.
Sa pader ng Senate na nakadikit parang pagitan ng GSIS building. May nagbabarina, tatangkang pumasok. At napatunayan naman dahil may nahuli naman silang tao. Hindi po ba? Hindi naman ho yun multo. May ghost project ba yung GSIS na yan?
Naku po.
Maliban pa dun sa bigla na lang may letter ang GSIS President na si Veloso to the NBI para i-secure sila. Ano ka ba dyan, Mr. Veloso? Bakit NBI? Sindikato ba? Ang threat sa'yo, sindikato? NBI para lang yan sa mga syndicates eh. Di ba? Eh, ginagawa nyo na sa mga alleged common crimes. Katawa-tawa. Hindi naman guni-guni. May tao naman talaga silang nahuli na sinabi, inutusan siya ni attorney so-and-so na NBI officer. Siyempre, nagpaputok ang mga tao ng Sergeant at Arms para warning shot. Di po ba? Kung ako, gagawin ko rin yun. Kung may mag-attempt papasok sa bahay ko, siyempre, magba-warning shots ako. Natural yun. Diba? Lalo na hindi mo naman siya nakikita talaga, madilim. May malay mo kung siya lang isa doon o kaya baka meron pa siyang doon, RPG ba? Boom! Butas ang pader dyan sa RPG.
Nakakaintindi yan nakikita kong nagpapaano yan nagpapaputok ng yan, di ba? Nakikita ko yan. Magaling yan, magaling humawak.
There was certainly a real an imminent danger. Tama. So they did what they're supposed to do. Their job was to protect the senators and all the people inside the Senate. So what they did was firing shots. So kung may exchange of fireman dahil sumagot yung pinag-warning shot nila, hindi nila kasalanan yun. In fact, it bolsters their belief and the facts that the intruders are armed, hindi ba? At bakit naman ninyo papasukin ang Senado? Siyempre, niisip nila talagang huli nila si Bato. Dead or alive. Of course, even if BBM denies it, na sabi niya wala siyang sinungaling ka naman talaga BBM eh. Kaya talagang, alam mo,
Sinungaling
yung mga adik,
Galawang adik.
hindi naman malayo sa kanila magsinungaling sila. They are paranoid. They're distant from reality. Kaya nagpaputok. Ngayon, kasalanan pa ng Sergeant at Arms na nag-warning shot siya. Wala namang namatay. Ito pa isa, ang tanong ko, may complaint ba
Yan.
against him? Kasi paano magka-jurisdiction ng ombudsman kung wala siyang complaint? At sinasabi niya preventive suspension, dapat may complaint. Bago siya magka-jurisdiction. Wala namang pinakita ang complaint. Number 2, basta magsususpend siya dyan, sino ba mag-enforce ng order na yung suspension na yan? Hindi ba ang Senate President? Hindi ba may sarili ding investigation ang Senate President? Dapat Senate President ang nag-iimbestiga. O sabihin na natin may kapangyarihan siya mag-imbestiga pero may complaint ba? Hindi basta-basta tayo, nagpaputok tayo sa loob ng gusali natin. At mga empleyado tayo ng gobyerno na may authority naman tayo umawak ng baril. Tapos nagpaputok tayo sa loob ng gusali natin dahil ina-attack yung ang tingin natin ay talagang nakatayang buhay natin. Sususpend tayo ng ombudsman na walang complaint. Isa pa po, yun pong suspension ninyo na preventive, yun na nga, anong basis nga yung sinasabi ni Senator Marcoleta? Anong basis niya kung wala namang complaint? Diba para? Ang layo naman ito sa ugat. Ako minsan, sobra-sobra na. Paghawak ng kapangyarihan sobra na Huwag na po natin ilayo sa usapan.
Wag na.
Talaga po naman ang organ ng BBM
Pasukin.
ay hulihin si Senator Bato.
Pasukin at ulihin si
Yan
Senator
talaga.
Bato.
Lalo na dahil
Di ba umamin naman siya, noon daw lumabas yung petition, yung sagot ng Korte Suprema doon sa petition ni Senator Bato de la Rosa, mag-aalas 4, pinull out na niya. Sinabi niya, umalis na kayo dyan. Kailangan natin respetuhin ng Korte Suprema. Itong sinabi naman itong si Matibag, umaga pa lang, nasa, pangalan ng hotel, nagfe-fellowship sila. Doon pa lang mga kababayan, yung isa, sinasabi niya, hapon pinapull out niya. Ito naman isa, sinasabi niya, umaga nagfe-fellowship. Umaga pa lang, nagfe-fellowship na sila. Paano nangyari? Dalawa na ba ang NBI natin na merong nagfe-fellowship sa hotel at merong pinasugod si Marcos Jr. sa NBI at pinapull out niya ng alas 4? Paano nangyari yun? Dalawa na bang NBI natin? Kalahati, mga guns, kalahati, mga merong prinsipyo at paninindigan.
alam nila na papasok yun. Hindi lang dahil huhulihin nila, padala nila sa ICC, kung hindi dahil boboto si Senator De La Rosa para sa bagong Senate President. Yan naman po talaga.
Correct.
Yan po talaga ang dahilan. Pero sumusobra na po itong NBI. Grabe. Long firearms on Senate grounds. O sabihin mo na nasa gate lang sila. Bakit kayo nag-checkpoint doon? Senate grounds yun Minsan nakakaano na talaga ito mga kaibigan. Alam mo, dumaan ako sa martial law. Kaya may tayo balahibo ko dito.
Mga adik kasi, Atty. Rowena. Ito na yung sinasabi nilang naispatan sa, tila bagang naispatan na sa ibang bansa itong si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Panoorin ho natin to. Game!
Yun! Sigit ba? Ay, mali. Sorry. Tapos na. Paano to na lang? Di na tayo. Salamat na. Yun, sige po yun, Pag mo hindi kakalimutan sa banda mo. Yun!
Meron akong kilalang ganyan para si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Napaka-cool lang. Yan.
Sigit ba? Ay, mali. Sorry. Tapos na.
Sa tingin nun natin nasa Pilipinas pa si Sen Bato. Huwag kayo masyadong huwag masyadong napapraning ha. Kayo dyan sa mga taga Malacanang, huwag kayo masyadong napapraning ha. Naiintindihan namin na kayo yung mga adik, huwag kayo masyadong praning. Pakinggan nun natin to. Ba't nagdo-double click tayo? Ano ba yan? Double click. Gay.
The Senate leadership also changed. Was it a coincidence or part of a larger realignment?
Let's have a more in-depth discussion on this issue with veteran political strategist, columnist, and former cabinet official, Ambassador Lito Banaya. Welcome to the Spokes.
Thank you, Sec. Relly.
Good morning.
Ano yan? Katropa ni Senator Rodante Marcoleta. Di ba yung kaibigan mo si Sen? Kalma.
Sir.
Morning.
So your column has
Ba yan?
causing waves right now. So what do you think? After the Senate coup, do you think that that was a coincidence after your column came out?
I didn't expect that there would be a Senate coup on the day the column appeared. I wrote that column on Saturday morning
Okay.
and filed it before to my opinion editor. Based on the revelation of somebody very credible who told me and about 9 other people over lunch that there was a meeting at the new center of political gravity in this country, which is a casino resort hotel facing Manila Bay.
All right.
And present were the Speaker of the House, Speaker Boji D,
Yes.
one of his deputy secretaries, deputy
Speakers.
Then there was Senate President or former Senate President Tito Soto, along with the Secretary of the Senate, Dong Mendoza. No? And what was discussed, what was on the table, was the move to constitute a constituent assembly
Nako.
to amend the Constitution. And apparently, from my source, it was
Ang labo naman nun. Tayong babaguhin natin ang saligang batas dahil nagnakaw sila ng trilyon sa mga maanumalyang flood control project. Ang pambihira. Huwag naman sana. Anak ng toko, yan rin siguro naging motivasyon ng ibang mga senador. Kaya nila tinanggal tong si Tuta Soto. Pambihira.
the timetable is soon. No? Soon, which of course, the same way as forthright can be immediately
With,
or can be after the SONA.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the question, sir.
Yeah, it could be. So,
Is there time for that?
what was discussed was first as sweeteners so that both the House and the Senate would agree was term extension for senators who will face re-election in 2028. So 3-year term extension.
Nako.
And term extension for congressmen who will have to run in 2028 because they only have 3 years.
Wala.
A 3-year term. No? This is supposed to be the sweeteners that would convince them to agree to a constituent assembly to amend the Constitution. No? The other sweetener for the senators, or
Naloko na.
probably for the public, was that senators would thereafter, after the new constitution, or after the constitution is amended, senators would be elected by region, which is one of the fervent desires of the Visayas Mindanao voters. That's why they opted for
Understandably so,
federalism, no?
Yes.
Puro taga-
Naloko na, yun ho pala ang yun ho pala yung master plan nila. Kaya gigil na gigil sila sa pagkakatanggal nitong si Tuta Soto. Pambihira. Pag nagkataon ho mga kababayan, huwag na ho tayong umasa na magkakaroon ng eleksyon sa 2028. Pag hindi nagkaroon ng eleksyon sa 2028 kasi term extension yan eh. Wala ho. Huwag na ho tayong umasa na mapapanagot yung mga nagnakaw sa kaban ng sambayanan. At hindi ho magiging presidente si Sara Duterte. Sa tingin ko nakarating na rin kay VP Sara yung mga bali-balita na yan. Kaya ang laging buka ng bibig niya kung meron pang election sa 2028. Base sa ating nakikita, kung pag nagkataon man, parang wala na ho ata talagang eleksyon sa 2028 kung sakaling nagtuloy-tuloy itong si Tuta Soto.
Kaya NCR ang
May nagsend lang ho sa atin ng video na to. Matagal na ho natin nakikita to sa feeds natin, hindi natin pinapansin dahil mainit nga yung paggigipit kay Senator Bato. Kaya mas inuna ho natin yon. Ngayon naiintindihan na natin ba't sinend sa atin to. Pambira. Kakabahala ho ito mga kababayan.
senador natin. And so there was discussion on whether there will be 2 per region, which means 18 regions right now, times 2, 36, or 3 per region, which makes it 54. And conveniently, the new Senate building, which is supposed to be finished by next year, has enough space for as many as 60 or 65 senators.
Sir, are there really actual movements happening already in Congress and the Senate?
Okay, I checked with sources in Congress, and they confirmed that there are whispers about that. But since they are not from the majority, they could not specifically, confirm whether totoo or yung timetable when it's going to be done.
I'm just curious kasi did they think they still have the time to do the CONAS? I mean, barely 2 years
Plus-
before the 2028.
Plus impeachment.
Plus the impeachment and other things.
Let's go back
Okay.
in history. This is when the father of the present leader,
President, yes,
President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., opted for a constitutional convention and had supervised an election to constitutional convention.
Yes.
He did it in 1971. The next election would be 1973. When he is already term limited, no? Hanggang 1973 lang siya. 1971, nag-election for the Constitutional Convention, and in 1972, the Constitutional Convention started its after election, it started its convening, no? It was convened 1972. And months thereafter,
Martial law.
was proclaimed in September 21, 1972.
So on that basis, you're saying that in their minds, it can happen.
It can happen. Pag
While
nagkakasundo-
everything is going on.
Pag nagkakasundo yung congressmen at yung mga senators, madali yan. And in fact, no less than Deputy Speaker Ronaldo Puno, months ago, already proposed what he proposed was a constitutional convention, elected delegates at constitutional convention or a
Yes,
CONCON. But he already proposed this, no?
So CONAS.
Yeah.
Because it's faster. We assume that they're going for a constituent assembly. One, because it's faster. Two, it's easier to control.
It's easier to control.
But you discussed in your column a proposal that there would be increases in the number of senators because they would be elected by region. What about congressmen? Would they maintain the bicameral nature of the legislature?
Yeah, they would double. Because they need the Senate to convene a constituent assembly.
That's right.
So they cannot,
So they have to- They have
move
to
away from
promise.
that. No, they have to promise. It's not going to be a unicameral assembly. It's
Yes.
not going to be parliamentary, but still presidential and.
Oh, that's interesting.
bicameral.
But they simply increase the number of senators.
Yes.
And maintain the number of
Because
congressmen.
right now,
Again,
if you
the
look at the
sweetener.
Senate, siguro half of it are from really residents, and not only residents, but really from Metro
Metro
Manila.
Manila.
I agree.
No? Ang Region 7, walang senador. Region 6, mga Ilonggo, walang senador. No? It's and in Mindanao, I think there are only 3 senators. No?
Well, you said that many in power fear that may happen after June 30, 2028. What exactly are they afraid of, sir?
Well, the major political problem of this country is the vociferous people in this country, and most of us are divided, highly polarized between
Yes.
what is called the DDS or
Yes,
Duterte
diehard
diehard
Duterte supporters,
supporters.
and what I would call the DDH, the diehard Duterte haters. No? Some people simply do not want any Duterte back in power, no? And they are afraid, and that is that gets more ample shall we say currency, because many of the DDS have for their messaging yung pag kami na ang nasa poder, kawawa kayo, babalikan namin kayo, and all that, no? Which makes the DDH even more panicky. And among the DDH, of course, are the administration stalwarts, including the President of the Philippines himself.
Yes. Wow. Okay. But VP, noticeably in a recent interview, he said that, you know, most people don't really know, but that I'm not vengeful. She may speak sharply, but anybody who has been through her mayoralty in Davao City will understand that she is not the vengeful type. She does prefer certain people to be working with her, but really the
That's not her
idea, the
character.
concept of a vengeful
I agree
presidency.
with that, Sec Trixie. In fact, even in the OVP,
Yes.
remember, previous to her, it was Leni Robredo, who was the vice president. She kept almost all the staff from the OVP who were appointed by Leni Robredo, except for, of course, the top officials, her chief of staff, her spokesperson, her Heya.
Yes,
Almost everybody else remained.
But you said that the president might be one of those who are afraid of the possibility of a revenge government. Does this mean that he believes that VP Inday is going to win as
Well,
president?
after all that he and his cabal of supporters have done to not only to Inday but to the father, President Duterte, you would expect that, no? And we have a short history of that, no? Post-martial law, you had ERAP, no? Who was detained, no? Then you had GMA, who was detained under President Aquino. So hindi kataka-taka na mangyari yon. And of course, we know that this flood control scandal will not stop within the term of President Bongbong Marcos, no?
And somebody
It's going
has to be
continue
accountable,
before.
right?
People have to be accountable. And many of the people who have to be accountable are either in the legislature or the cabinet, or higher than cabinet.
Nako po. Itong si Ambassador Lito Banayo, maraming nalalaman. Ano yung mga higher sa cabinet? Ano pa bang tataas sa cabinet? Ano pa bang tataas sa cabinet? Ding-ding na yun. Di ba cabinet ganyan lang din? Kulang ka sa kape. Ayan, di ba? Si Marcos Jr. na huyo. May tataas pa sa cabinet. Ngayon, tama naman yung sinabi nitong si Sir Lito Banayo. Ang medyo problema ko lang doon, yung mga Duterte supporter naman, kami mga DDS kung tawagin, hindi naman kami gante. Pag nakaupo kami, yari kayo. Hindi yun. Ang gusto lang namin makita, maibalik sa tao ang kalsada, mabawasan ng korupsyon. Sideline na lang yun. Yung pag-uusapan natin kung tama ba yung ginawa nila. Doon kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, yung pambababoy kay VP Sara, nasa sideline lang yun. Hindi yun yung primary priority o primary reason kung bakit natin gustong maging presidente ang isang Duterte. Okay? O kaalyado ng mga Duterte. Hindi ho yun, mga kababayan. Okay? Ang tanging dahilan, gusto natin ulit malasap yung serbisyong Duterte na ipinakita sa atin ni Rodrigo Duterte. Yun lang naman. Wala na hong iba. Yung pagigiganti, wala yan. Wala sa ating bokabularyo yan. Wala, hindi yung maganda nagiganti. Basahin niyo ho ang Biblia, hindi ho maganda nagiganti. Hayaan ho natin ang Panginoong Diyos ang gumanti pa. Linggo na linggo paghihiganti yung ibigay ho natin lahat ng ating suliranin sa Panginoong Diyos. No? Kaya wag nating, hindi maganda yan. Yung si Shirley Tubanay, alam ko hindi yan DDH o diehard Duterte haters. No? Alam ko, yung mama na yan, kumbaga marami lang siyang koneksyon. at pagka binuka niya bibig niya, maraming makikinig dahil ika nga naman, political strategies, di ba? Marami nang napanalong presidente at isa na si dating Pangulo Rodrigo Duterte. Kaya ako pagka nagsasalita ito, pinapakinggan ko din. Mahusay medyo sumablay lang siya doon kay pangalan nito. Kay Yorme, si Yorme, ano ba naman yung si Yorme, di ba? Si Yorme, ano yan, pag ganyan-ganyan lang yung si Yorme. Kaya, si Yorme at si Marcos Jr. walang pagkakaiba. Kasi siya na para dun sa mga kaibigan natin taga-suporta ni Yorme. Si Yorme at si Marcos Jr. wala yung pagkakaiba. Parehong trapo, parehong mga siraulo, parehong mga wala sa hulog. Rektaho tayo dito kay Sir Lito Banay.
Factors that you're saying that this could happen is because you're pretty confident that the Senate will acquit VP Inday.
That is speculative on my part.
Yes, of course.
Why? Because it's common. I mean, every observer thinks that a threshold of 16 votes to convict is knee-high impossible.
Yes.
Given the present composition of the Senate. So, pivotal here are the re-electionist senators. Because if you're a re-electionist senator, unless perhaps you're a Rafi Tulfo, you or even a Robin Padilla, you would probably, you will have to consider that 34% of the voters of this country are either from the Mindanao or Central Visayas. And that is the political fortress of the Dutertes. So, pag nag-convict ka, you can expect some backlash. And this was proven in the 2025 midterm elections. No?
That's true.
There really was a strong backlash from Mindanao and the Central Visayas regions. No? So, mas malamang sa hindi, you will vote to acquit. Along with, of course, the nine minority, now majority senators. No?
Yeah, 13 na sila.
13 na sila ngayon.
Tumawid na sina Lauren. But speaking of the senators, these...
Ano yan isa sa mga naging kinonsidera ng mga senador ang usap-usapang tiyatsa. Anak ng tokwa, ito sasabihin ko sa inyo mga kababayan. Pag nagkaroon ng charter change dito sa administrasyon na to, di ko natin malaman kung ano na mangyayari sa Pilipinas. Di ko sinasabing pagka naging presidente si Sara ay mailalagay sa lahat ng dapat nilang kalagyan ng mga bagay-bagay. Ako lang ang 6 na taon. Di ba? Ang gusto natin, pagkaupo ni Sara, doon magtsatsa. Dahil doon natin makukuha yung honest to goodness na pag-repaso ng saligang batas. Di ba? Doon natin makukuha. Doon maibibigay sa sambayan ng Pilipino ang dapat na para sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Pagka nagkaroon ng charter change sa panahon ni Sara. Pero dito, sa panahon na to, ano gagawing Prime Minister si Marcos Jr.? Gagawing Prime Minister itong si Martin Romualdez? Anak ng Petron de la Pata. Wala na. Nayari tayo dyan, Lods. Mayayari tayo dyan. Wala na tayong Pilipinas na pag-uusapan sa pagkatapos ng 2028. Totoo yung sinasapo-usapan ngayon sa SOCMED na kung sakaling walang election sa 2028, wala nang Pilipinas. Tapos na. O para sa mga kababayan natin, isip-isip na ng skip plan. Plan B. Ako meron na akong plan B. Ano ba plan B ko? Punta ako ng Davao, mag-TTNT ako doon. Let's go! Let's go, mag-aal sa balutan na ako, pupunta na akong Davao, mag-TTNT ako. Ba't ka mag-TNT doon, PH? Pilipinas yun. Ano ba? Gusto kong TNT ako doon. Nakay dyan.
think that they're in survival. That would imply that they're in survival mode.
Ang tanong, gusto kaya ng Armed Forces of the Philippines? Gusto ng mga taga-Korte Suprema. Ang magiging galaw na yan ng administrasyon. Sa tingin ko, dito na tayo magkakaproblema. Panginoong Diyos, kaawaan niyo po kami. Kaawaan niyo po kami. Kaawaan niyo po ang bansang Pilipinas. Kaawaan niyo po.
maintain some kind of hold on power, even if, well, many of them are re-electionists. The
Still,
others
political
are,
survival
yeah,
is
term
the-
enders na sina, like
Yeah.
sina Senator
The consideration.
Risa.
Main
Jinggoy,
consideration,
yeah.
hindi, yung re-elections would be the brothers
Robin.
Estrada,
Yes.
Mark Villar, Rafi Tulfo, Robin Padilla, Loren Legarda. I think that's about it.
And then the term
The
enders,
term enders
Zubiri.
are Risa, Mig Subiri, and may isa pa eh.
Joel ba?
Joel Villanueva.
Villanueva. So,
So yung 2028 survival,
Oo.
this is really
If
what
you
also
promise,
impeachment.
a 3-year extension,
One of the main consideration in the impeachment trial, I think it's also that political survival of the election.
Impeachment is always more about politics than legal issues. No?
do you see a scenario where the VP gets acquitted but there'll still be a con-as?
Possible, no?
Possible.
Yeah.
But that will change the nature. That might change the entire makeup of the CONAS, or its result.
Correct.
So do you think matutuloy pa rin yung CONAS if VP is acquitted?
I suspect, and pardon me if I do not mention who gave me that information
We
because he was
understand.
there. But if the Senate President or the Speaker deny that this meeting happened, no, then I will be forced to reveal who my source is. No? But I would think that my source revealed it not only to me, but to 8 others, no, over lunch, was because he found it unacceptable.
Yes, of
That he
course.
thought that it is something na hindi dapat mangyari.
Particularly since the purpose seems to be a no Duterte future.
Yeah, and by the way, when I confirmed this with 3 legislators, 1 senator and 2 congressmen, no, one of the congressmen who abstained from voting rather, asked if he would be free to inform some of his senator friends about this. And I said, bakit kailangan pa sabihin sa mga senador o sa mga kaibigan mo senador? Pwede rin naman ako na magsabi, sabi ko. Hindi, sabi niya, I understand that you would not want to do it yourself, he said. But may ugong-ugong kasi sa mangyayari sa Senado. So I at that time, I didn't know what it was. Except on
didn't know that it was
Monday.
a change of
leadership.
A change of
Oh,
leadership.
pero there's a lot of things happening already in the country.
Like, yung kay Senator Bato.
Precisely. Former Senate Finance Secretary Sonny Dominguez texted me a long message after reading my column, and he said na, I hope the new Senate leadership will focus on the things that matter.
Yeah.
The economy is in really, really very bad shape. No? It is, no? Our debt to GDP ratio is now 66%. No?
Dangerous
Our inflation rate is 7.2%.
Grabe. Pakishare ron itong itong video na to, please. Ito rin, pakiusap ko, ito sincero ito na kailangan itong mapanood ng ating mga kababayan. Ang dahilan pala kaya talagang gigil na gigil yung mga taga-Malacanang na magkaroon ng panibagong regulasyon para maituloy yung plano nilang charter change. Pakiusap po mga kababayan. Pakishare ng video na to para maging aware ang ating mga kababayan na kung sakaling pagpilitan talaga yung leadership change na yan. Dahil dito sa mga sinasabi na to, ni Lito Banayo. Gusto ho nilang patagalin ang kanilang mga termino diyan sa Senado. Kaya pala itong si Tuta Soto,